Hey, what's going on, guys? Aldesha here, and today I want to talk about one through the mail return. And first, I want to talk about um, Star Trek. I grew up watching the reruns of the original series, and when the Next Generation came out, I really loved it. It was great, and I've always considered myself a Star Trek fan, but I didn't pursue it more. I think I watched The Undiscovered Country in the theater. I definitely watched the original motion picture in the theater when I was a kid, and I went to see one of the Next Generation movies. I can't remember which one in the theater, Generations or First Contact. But this was extremely hard because in today's world, um, my attention span, much like a lot of people, is just not there anymore. So I'm used to watching short YouTube videos, things like that, clips, snippets, whatever. So to commit to watching an entire series of something, a lot of people still do. People will binge a series all the time, and I understand that. But for me, it's very difficult. But I finally buckled down and I binged the entire Next Generation series in about 2.5, 3 weeks, 3 or 4 episodes a day after I got home from work and all that. And I got to the end and I wanted more. I was interested. I was engaged in the Star Trek universe, and I wanted more. So I started watching some videos. It started out as watching outtakes from the original series, blooper gag reels, things like that. But then the suggestions on YouTube would pop up. This might be of interest to you in this, and I clicked on a few, and I was interested. It was a legitimate interest. I found a few websites or channels. My bad. That really interested me, and I started learning about the ships and the just everything about Star Trek as much as I can cram in the last week or so. And so I decided to try to watch all the other series. So I picked the animated series just because it only had 2 seasons. But when I checked out season 1 on Netflix, and it was like um, 18 episodes or something like that. It's like that's manageable, and they're like 24 minutes long. I probably have the numbers a little bit off. So I binged the first season. I start the second, then it ends on episode 4. I'm like, what the hell? And that's actually when the series ended, on episode 4, I believe, of the animated series. And the animated series, from what I can tell, doesn't get a lot of love. It's not really canon. Some people consider parts of it canon, some people don't, as far as I've seen so far. But it was an animated series, and it was on, I believe, in the mornings for kids to see. But the writing that went into it, the animation sucks. There's no enthusiasm in the voice actors, even though they come from the original series. But there's actually some effort put into the writing, and they crammed a short story into the 23, 24 minute episodes. And it's kind of cringy to watch now when you're used to the polished versions of the Next Generation, Voyager, or whatever, and even the more polished movies of the Kelvin timeline movies, and even the Next Generation movies. When you're used to that, it's kind of hard watching the old stuff. But I was impressed with the writing on Star Trek the Animated Series, and I got through that, and I wanted something else. So I watched. I always watch the Kelvin timeline movies. Um, I love those. Those are great. So I watched the original series and the Next Generation series movies all in the last couple of days. So I've got all the movies. I watched 10 of the original series and the Next Generation series, and I've already seen several times the Kelvin timeline series of the movie. So I binged all 13 movies basically. And but it's pretty cool since I'm watching videos on YouTube about um, things you don't notice, or explanations in different types of ships and things like that. I'm actually catching it in the movies and the TV shows. Like, oh, I've seen that ship. I know what it is, and blah blah blah. And I know, so it's kind of cool. And I think I am a Star Trek enthusiast now. I don't want to say the taboo words, from what I understand, of Trekkie or whatever, nerd, whatever. But I'm kind of geeking out on Star Trek right now. It's pretty cool. And so I've got, like I said, the Next Generation knocked out. I've got all the movies. I binged those, the animated series. So I don't know what to watch next. Voyager and Deep Space Nine both have 7 seasons. And I'm not sure which one to tackle next. Probably Deep Space Nine, since I kind of watched that when it came out. Sorry. And I try to watch the original series. I watched The Cage. I don't think I've seen that beginning to end ever before. I've seen parts of it, clips of that, and I watched the first episode, The Man Trap, and it's really tough to watch, man. It's like I said, when you're used to the polished modern versions of the show now, it's really tough. But it's only got 3 seasons, but the episodes are 50 minutes long, and there's like 30 episodes a season, so time-wise, it's going to be about the same commitment. And there's already questions I have and things that I want to bring up later in other videos about why was this way in that movie and this and that. Like, I just finished watching The Undiscovered Country, and Michael Dorn reprises his role as Worf in that movie, but all of a sudden he's a lawyer, and his makeup was totally different from the Next Generation movie. I don't know why. I'm gonna probably YouTube it and find out why that is. They didn't even come close to matching his makeup from the Next Generation series. And but enough of that. And so if you guys have suggestions on what to watch next, I heard I forgot the name of it, the newer series. People are kind of on the edge, don't know what to watch, or if they're fans or not of the newest series. So I'll probably leave that for last. I probably will tackle the original series since I've already started on that one. But it's really tough. It's really slow paced and really dry. And oh man, it's going to be a tough 3 seasons to watch. But I will watch it. Like I said, I grew up on the repeats of those back in the early and mid 70s. So I think I'll continue that. But enough of that. I'm rambling. So let's go to my through the mail autograph return, and this is from Colleen Bollinger. She does she used to be Psycho Soprano on YouTube, and she changed it just to her name, Colleen Bollinger, and she does Miranda Sings, and she did Haters Back Off, and she's on the road all the time. So if this is, and she's on Broadway right now, so that's why I sent a request to her. And if it's not my index card that I normally send out. It's something about that size. I know you can't really tell, but it's not my index card that I normally send out. So hopefully she hooked me up, and this might motivate me to start collecting or trying to collect more YouTuber autographs. And she's definitely an established, bigger name if you know anything about Colleen Bollinger. So I haven't opened it yet. It's still sealed. Right there. Always say thanks at the bottom and thanks on the front, right there. This also helps me identify who it's from, because I don't always know who signed what, because I can't read the autographs half the time. So let's find out if she hooked me up or this is just a false alarm, a nice denial letter. I'm thinking she's a pretty decent person, so maybe she hooked me up with something cool. So that's what I got inside there, something folded up. And she sent, oh no, I think it's a real signature, but I can't tell, but it's a folded photo of her character in the play Waitress on Broadway right now. And I can't quite tell. I'm going to have to Google this and see if this is a pre-printed photo or not. I'm hoping not. I hope she hooks up the fans with autographs. That's unfortunate that she had to fold it. Oh man, that sucks so bad. But it looks like just the way the ink is not evenly on the autograph, that it might be legit. It's not. Hopefully, it's not an auto pen or the secretarial autograph. Man, it sucks that she had to fold it like that. Oh man, I wish she could have just sent the index card back unfolded. So if this is real, I appreciate it, Ms. Bollinger, Colleen, Psycho Soprano. Miranda Sings, whoever you want to be known as. Damn, that sucks so bad that it had to be folded. But yep, that's it. The through the mail returns have just been excruciatingly slow lately. But to be honest, I haven't been sending out that many requests. The sports autographs are just not coming back in the mail. So I'm kind of hesitant on that. And I think I've covered everybody on Broadway right now. So I do have some baseball cards I'm going to send out and some football cards I'm going to send out for autographs of minor league players that I think went to the pros. So I'm going to have to Google all those guys and see who's actually on a team, and I'll send those out pretty soon. But yeah, that's it for now. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.